decides to pop through. It does vary a lot when it does decide to go through. So, no, my luck, I'll have to fucking go on YouTube myself. Yeah, we'll just make sure. So, give me a sec. Come on.
I think it is.
Don't be like me. Make sure you have your notifications on. So, I'll say something now. So,
Hello?
just say something.
Hello?
Right, I can't hear you on the stream.
Why not? Hello? Do you have
Oh, no, I
lost?
can. It was very delayed.
Okay.
It was very delayed. But that is all for another day. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to JSI Season number 9. My name is SLZ. I'll be taking through the action on this fine Friday evening. And I'll be joined today by, coincidentally enough, last week's race winner, despite not being allowed to drive. It is Renzo. How are you doing today?
I'm pretty good, yeah. Of course, I can't drive, so not that good, but yeah, I'm here and I'm ready to help you commentate, so looking forward to the race.
Yeah. Obviously, it's great to have someone alongside me in the comms box today, especially around a track like Austria, where 36 laps probably will take a voice box to its absolute limit. But we'll quickly run through your championship order, and it is the Smooth Spaniard currently out on top. Davidenko on 120 points after taking the victory in Spain last week. Troy in second, Guys in third, JSI in fourth, Renz in fifth, Dan in sixth, Shane in seventh, Yoz in eighth, Ivo in ninth, and Mike in 10th at this current stage. And it is seeming to be the Red Bulls and the Ferraris, with Guys being a little bit of a filling in that Red Bull Ferrari sandwich, being the lone McLaren currently sat in third, in a bit of no man's land, you could say, as well. But we're going to quickly run through the constructor standings. And it's no likey. It's Red Bull out on top on 215 points. Ferrari in second on 141 points. McLaren in third on 105 points, with a bit of a jump to Mercedes in fourth on 61 points. They might have it printed out for Wikipedia or something to get their car fixed. But Aston Martin currently sat in fifth. Alpine closing the gap though. 3 points separate Aston Martin and Alpine for that battle in fifth place, and the battle of the wooden spoon is raging on still. It's Alfa Romeo out on top in that battle in seventh on 6 points, Haas in eighth on 5 points, AlphaTauri in ninth on 1 point. Williams still yet to score a point this season, and obviously we know the Williams is a stronger car in comparison to the likes of the Alfa Romeo, the Haas and the AlphaTauri. Something just hasn't seemed to click at the team from, I don't know where they are based. I was going to say Enstone, but that's Alpine. But Renz, we'll just go over to you. Obviously, we know you've got pedigree when it comes to winning championships, both constructors and the drivers. But obviously, Red Bull, massive gap to Ferrari at the moment. How do you avoid, though, if you are Red Bull, getting complacent and having that dip in form?
Okay, so what's the question now?
For God's sake.
You did like a whole story, I couldn't follow, man. I tried.
So, obviously, you've won drivers' titles and constructors' titles in many leagues, you could say. But obviously, Red Bull, big gap to Ferrari at the moment. But if you were Red Bull, obviously, there's a bit of complacency, you could say. You could possibly head in their way if they're not careful. How would you say how much it takes, like, mentally, to keep going on these championship hunts? You know, it's like trying to, especially with the gap Red Bull have at the moment. Is it a matter of just keeping it consistent and just scoring as many points as can week in, week out?
Yeah, I think it's just, for Red Bull, it's just a case of finishing the podium every race. I think it's now up to Ferrari to pressure Red Bull again, because we're almost at the second half of the season, almost halfway through the season already, and they have a big gap. It's like, I think it's 70 points, something like that, if my math is correct. 60. No more. It's I mean,
74.
it's like 60, 70 points. It's a lot. I mean, if Red Bull manages to finish 1-2 or 2-3 for the rest of the season, the chances of Ferrari, even with a 1-4 closing in, is really tiny. Like the chances aren't really big. So I think Red Bull just needs to keep their head up. Just needs to, continue finishing on the podium. Unlike Troy, who disconnected in both Singapore and Spain. In Spain, it was costly for his points. In Singapore, he did manage to get back because it was at the beginning of the race. But those kind of things shouldn't happen. It's not his fault, but those things set you back a bit as a team, and of course also as a driver. Because they always also have like a fight going on within the team, of course, because they're the two championship contenders.
Yes, obviously with Troy and Davydenko being the two championship contenders, they're more. It could be a case of they wanted to go for personal glory. Obviously, we know David. He's quite a team player, you could say, and focuses on winning the team championship a lot. But currently the championship leader here. Hopefully for our sake, in the comms box, we don't get much team orders. But we are here now live for Q1, 18 minutes on the clock, and because there's only 15 drivers, nobody's going to be going out in this session. Everyone will make it through to Q2 as long as someone else doesn't join. So we're getting the Inter Championship underway, so we're going to see who takes victory on the green wall tyres. As it's Marley, the first driver up.
Funny to see. Male is just the first one out on the Inters. He always goes out, even if he's not through, regardless of his position. He always goes out on his intermediate if it's dry, I think, just to get used to the track, just to check if everything is okay, then gets back into the box and normally does a dry run. I think this time he won't have to do a dry run, as, of course, as you said, there's only 50 people going through and there are 50 people in the session right now, so I think they'll just set a lap, go into the pits and wait if someone joins, but I think it's just going to be sitting Q1 through.
Yeah, it's going to be quite fun, to be fair. The intermediates being a bit of an equaliser, you could say, in the dry conditions. And basically nullifies any car performance you've got, as there's no grip at all, really. Well, limited grip, to be fair. So it's a bit of an equaliser, you could say. So it's going to be interesting to see who wins the Inters Championship. Might have to talk to Ivo and say whoever gets the fastest lap here in Q1 on the intermediate compound should get an extra point, do a bit what the Creator Series does.
It's an extra point for being good on dry conditions on a wet compound. Mali is absolutely sending. He's not holding back at all on this lap.
It's a good lap so far. So we're entering our Enter Rebel Mobile for the first time on a flying lap here. Keeps it within the white lines only just so. Nearly goes off and it's a 108.8 there. That's a 108.0, sorry. That's a stonking lap time, you could say, on the intermediates. Not that we know what good laps. MJ, top.
He goes, wow.
He's on the softs.
Oh, no, it's soft.
He's on the softs.
What a body pooper. I was going to say, how is he so much faster? Also, the center boy is also on mediums, by the way. He invalidated. Hughes is on the Inters right now on his lap. Let's see what he does. Feels kind of weird commentating this. Oh, he slides.
Yeah, just a bit of a rear. Big overheating on the rear, you could say, for the Ferrari. But yeah, obviously MDJ on the soft compound tyre wants to make sure he gets through in the AlphaTauri this time, actually. Last week took a surprise podium in the Alpine after yourself got disqualified. But
yeah,
I mean, it's a feel good story. The Alpine get a podium in Spain, so you win some, you lose some, but you're on the intermediate compounder tyre now, going through Rint and on the run into the Red Bull Mobile. We're not going to have any screaming through Q1 because we don't need it right now. We're not going to be like the man currently sat in 13th, Lord Agro, as Yuska's second fastest for the prancing course there. 2.6 seconds off MDJ. That is actually sort of ridiculous, I'm not going to lie. So I think Dario will be the next one to cross the line.
Yeah. Speaking of Dario, I was just gonna say he has made a last-minute check-in for Ferrari. He was supposed to drive for the Haas. Ramon was supposed to drive for Ferrari, but he didn't show up. So Dario, I mean, not a lot of pressure because of course he wasn't supposed to be in there, but maybe he can prove that he is worthy of a better seat than what he has right now, which is the Alfa Romeo seat. A bit of oversteer there, and then it's only 2 tenths behind his teammate, even though it's of course an intermediate run, but still.
Yeah, a good lap there from the Ferrari, especially having to adapt to a brand new car so quickly. As I think next up will be JSI's very own Flying Dutchman, you could say. It is Troy, as he's now purple in that middle sector. You expect him to go second at the moment and top of the Intermediate Championship here. But obviously, Troy has been very unlucky in the last 2 races with 2 disconnects. But overall strong this season, reigning champion, but goes second fastest, 3 tenths clear of any other intermediate runner at this current stage. Good lap there for the Red Bull. As following up from that, it's possibly the most aggressive name I've seen, Lord Agro. No pun intended. As the Alpines are next, Luca's next. I'm just going to call him Luca, it's easier. No pressure for the team from Enstone this week, and I say that very sarcastically as they took the podium in Spain. So they're going to be coming. Oh, big snap of oversteer. Oh, big snap.
Almost into the wall there.
7th fastest, should expect that.
Over the line.
Oh my word.
He makes it over the line. He makes it through.
You don't want to be doing that, because if you crash out here in qualifying, even if you are through, you're out. It's simple as that. Nitro goes to the top of the timing sheets there. He's on the soft compound tire. I don't think he might need to be told that there's only 15 people, so he didn't actually have to waste the softs.
He's one of the league owners, so you would think he would know. But...
Now, this is where he finds out in the rule book that you're not allowed to do runs on inters.
Shit, I could have... Ivo, also an owner, also on the softs. Are they expecting someone to join in? That's a question. Maybe someone is going to join in.
Me.
Also on a lap.
It is me who's joining.
Yeah. Just take control of the car.
I can't. I actually can't. What the hell? Oh no, there is someone here.
There is someone joining.
Oh my god. I don't think we expected that.
I mean, imagine that after his lap just would have retired, or someone else just retired, and then someone joined.
Oh my god, Luca's done it!
Oh, speaking of that, that was on track.
Oh my god, what's happened?
Was it on track?
Wait, what the hell's happened? No,
it was not on track, but it looks like it is because he was set back all the way. Normally, if you retire and you're like P8, then it will just retire you in P8. But he was
he's in the pit lane. He's in the pit lane.
Huh?
Oh my god, Luca's been shafted. Oh, Luca's been shafted. Well, in an unfortunate turn of events, that's happened.
East has chosen the Alfa Romeo.
Ooh.
Even though the Haas is available.
Then again, Alfa Romeo, it is a good chance for the team from Switzerland, actually, to get themselves more points in the championship, to be fair, in comparison to Haas, to Williams, and to AlphaTauri, despite AlphaTauri actually having 2 drivers, and Williams bringing 1. It's a good chance for them to gap Haas, though, who are currently sat in 8th. As Ivo's also retired, but he's at the top.
I gotta say, Goudman's looking quick on his intermediate lap right now.
Who was that, sorry?
Kind of disappointing end time then, at 1:8.8. Look quicker though.
Yeah. David, by the way, is only 6th fastest on the intermediates.
I mean, he's only like 3 tenths behind Troy.
He is 3rd overall of the inters. Somebody who isn't opting for the intermediates though is Sennaboy. He is opting for the soft compounder tyres. He wants to get through on this one run. As now we go through Schlotzkov. And he ran...
Weird. Out of ERS, I think he left it on his outlap.
No, I think this is the 2nd push lap, actually. Because he invalidated his first push. But he is
he also did a lap on mediums before.
Yeah, but he's coming to the pit lane because he's on the softs now. He's on the Red Bull. As he's purple in that middle sector. If... Imagine... he's invalidated.
Fucking hell.
What that lap
He's
put
not
in?
wanting to stick to those lines.
State of the lines. Oh, Mercedes has gone for a spin. It looks like that's Goodman's who's decided to go for a spin Adler. Dan's next, so he's on the medium compound tyres.
Medium.
Oh my word. David's found a little
No, but he's
loophole.
safe.
Yeah, exactly, because Luca's retirement, unless the game's just telling us something that Luca's going to be slowest, but Dan goes to the top of timesheets by 5 tenths of a second on the medium compounder tyres. Decent lap there for Dan.
Question is though, is there going to be any rain in the quali or the race? We don't know. That's the fun part about commentating. We don't know if there's going to be rain.
It's always a fun part, you know. East has gone for a spin, and he's ended up going west.
He might.
Ivo's now sacked me as commentator.
I think he lost his phone.
Yeah, he spun it at turn 7, maybe on 8, and lost his wing. But if you're completing the lap, technically you wouldn't have to do another lap. Because Luke is out.
Only one in a lap right now, by the way.
Ooh. Intermediate Championship. Another contender has entered into the frame here. Currently, if he's 5th, he does it. He he's actually looking quick on the inters. What is this? No. He's
validated.
Dan's retired up in P1 at the moment. He's safely through.
By the way, right now.
McLaren are cooking. Then again, Ron Kinken and Sennaboy don't actually have to set laps because they're ahead of Luca anyway.
Yeah. East does have to set a lap though.
Luca's just been shafted out of this. Free my man Luca, honestly. He's been robbed. Free him. But obviously 15 go through, we have now got 16. Luca has actually genuinely been shafted because he's retired in the pit lane. Then again, he could have crashed in the pit lane, couldn't he?
Who?
We didn't consider that.
Could have. I've just asked him in the chat.
He crashed in the pits. Oh no. Does someone want to tell East that Luca's out, by the way? Because he doesn't need to come on softs, he could just do it on inters. I would have loved to have seen someone go on the full wets and do a lap. That would have been cool. Get the full wets in action. That would have probably made my day.
Oh, so Luca did crash in the pits. He had oversteered in the pit lane.
Oh, then just don't steer as much.
Somehow his AR drove through without a wheel.
So if you're an Alpine mechanic and you're looking at your car and there's no wheel, just know you gotta fix it. Yeah.
Just know it's in the beginning of the pit lane. You can just put it up.
Oh my god. That is.
Are we gonna look at East, or is he starting a lap right now?
Ron Kinken's on a lap, and he's purple in the middle sector. Whether that's real purple or not, we don't know. As we will go on board with East once the Aston Martin has finished off his lap time. Here, the Aston Martin not looking all too quick at the moment here on the intermediate compound tyres. They're going to be quite worn at this point here, but he's safely through regarding he just doesn't invalidate here. And if you invalidate to this point, you are a dum-dum. And it's a 110.3. But we will ride on board with East, who's mudded it.
East says, he's gone wide out of turn 3. He went wide. He could have made the corner. He went wide, and then he just stopped his lap. I think he's gonna do another one.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame him doing another one. He might be on the worn softs at this point. Honestly, if he used 2 sets of softs at this point, I think he is a dum-dum. But nonetheless, as it is a lap. He's the only one.
If he crosses the line without invalidating right now, he's through. He doesn't have to push.
Just finish the lap, East.
Yeah. Just finish it.
Finish the lap, and Centerboy also
Don't
needs to do
invalidate
it.
it. Yeah.
You could go at that
Not
corner at
making
2
any
miles.
corner, but you know, he's gonna do another lap now.
But he is through. He is through into Q2. And someone who's trying to get through to Q2 is Centerboy at the moment here. As he's out on his, probably going to be his final run. He just keeps hitting the white lines. He is safely through into the final part. Well, it's into the final part of qualifying, into the second part of qualifying. There's East in the background has gone off at Remus again. He's not having much fun at turn 3 here. As many people now will retire out of the session. If you're on an outlap, what are you doing? Because, yeah, through! Only Centerboy needs to get himself through and knock out Luca at this current stage. He's kept it in the white line so far. That's all he really needs to do at this current stage here. As East has retired and left the session. What?
Okay. Football Nitro has retired. Oh no, he just. I think
He's-
he was just having a skill issue.
Centerboy, by
I
the
don't
way.
know. He's just he went wide again and he just went onto AI.
And he's retired out on track. So that's not going to be a good look in Mr. Nilsano's book, is it?
Sorry.
He's retired out on track, East has. And he's 16th now. East has just knocked himself out of qualifying.
Yeah, but he's also left the session, so.
He's out. Yeah. No, I don't even know him. That's the
They're
thing.
wishing him good night in the chat.
Good
The
night.
guy that-
Good night. What? I've said some very strange reasons not to race, but to come in, do one lap, and then go to bed. Fair enough. East is going to go sleep under the North Star. And he's going to get a lot. And if he was racing, to be fair, he would have got a lot of jokes with direction. I'll see myself out. Dario is on a lap at the moment here. He's on the medium compound tyres. He's going to round out this medium tyre lap here. With 8 seconds on the clock here, everyone else, as Dario goes fourth, fastest behind Football Nitro. Lord Aggro, by the way, he's opted to go for another run on the intermediates. Goes for a drift. Not bad. Aggro is going to round out the final corner. Put to the floor. He's not going to improve. He doesn't need to. He's out. He just crashed himself out.
No, it was
I know.
behind the line.
It was but after the line. I know.
Why is Dario out on the mediums?
Wait.
I mean, it's not pushing,
Wait.
but
Aggro's gone to 14th, but his time's faster than on Kinkun.
wait. Did he actually DNF?
I think he's just DNF.
No. No way.
We'll
There's
find
no
out.
way, right? There's no way. We have 3 people that are just through, but not through because of DNF.
2, because 16th, 15th, 14th.
Yeah, East has left.
Oh my god. We're gonna have 3 people make their way through. As Dario opts for the safe option, he's coming straight into the pit lane. Oh my gosh, I have not seen that. As I watch. So I just got to quickly. So is Akram actually gone out? We'll find out in a minute if he's gone out. If he's gone out, that is the.
Yeah, we're gonna see it.
If he's gone out after that was a bit aggressive. I'm not. He's looking in his mirrors as well. His character was looking in the mirror, just like he's out. He's out.
He's not through. He's
He is
DNF.
out.
Oh no.
I shouldn't be laughing, but I am. So, in a session where we were planning on nobody going out, we've lost 3 people. Lord Aggro, Luca, and East are all out of qualifying. East won't be taken to the grid, it looks like, as well. He has left the session. Luca and Aggro will take no further part in this qualifying session after 2. I can't even describe them crashes, but that does mean 13 people make it through into Q2, meaning only 3 people will go out in the second part of qualifying, in a part that actually sort of matters.
Okay, so I've just heard that Lord Agro went onto AI and his AI crashed it into the wall.
I'm sorry, but it just gets better and better the more I hear it, honestly. But this is a great chance for both Williams and AlphaTauri to get a car into the next part of qualifying, into the final part. This is like a golden opportunity. Then again, there's 3 people going out, and there's like 3 of them. There's 2 AlphaTauri. Wait a minute, there's one we have to help you. Oh wait, one of the AlphaTauri's already went out. I've got Aggro was in an AlphaTauri. But speaking of which, the first AlphaTauri the only AlphaTauri left in this session has already gone out. In the session that matters! I can't believe it. You know, people are actually going to go out this time, you know. 15 minutes on the clock to decide who's going to make it into the top 10 shootout. And is it a battle for pole as well, you could say? Like, but is there a point for pole position or not?
No, there's not.
Not here, not here.
No, there's not.
Is there rain? Are you telling me there's rain?
I'm asking. You're saying the whole race, but Shane is saying no,
Which
so
one?
I don't know who to trust.
It's actually snowing. That is...
It's gonna be snowing. It's gonna be a thunderstorm.
Volcanic eruption.
Yeah.
We've got some very interesting weather.
Dry.
Thank God, wet races are horrible to commentate on, I won't lie.
They are.
They're very boring at times. To commentate on, especially Singapore, for example. Singapore's a very dead one to commentate on when it's wet. Even when it's dry. Even when it's dry, to be fair.
Singapore is already kind of
stale
to commentate, even in its dry.
Even the new the new track layout
already invalidated.
Well, that happened. Marley will be the first one to go out on track for the valid run at the current stage. The number 69 on the car. I wonder why he's put that on his car. But he's opted for the medium compound tyres for his first run. Set banker and the W14 is actually decent on this game, unlike what Toto makes of it when it comes to potholes, as he did in Vegas. But he has not done an MD and has not invalidated at the Niki Lauda curve. He's now at the run into turn 2. Did you see that rant of Toto Wolff in the press conference, like with the manhole cover? It was actually pretty funny, I'm not going to lie.
I didn't. I mean, I didn't even watch anything in this race weekend yet.
I'll find it for you in a sec. Like the clip. Because all the a load of Hamilton fans were slating him, saying, I'll just find it because I'll use the out of context Toto Wolff account. I'll send it to you through Discord. It's on Twitter, so I mean you can listen to it while we commentate. Marley up to the line by way of 15.3. What? A 1.5, a 105.3. There, as I've just sent over your oh my God, Troy is just taking the mick at this point. He goes to the top of the time sheets with a 103.810. As next across the line will be, I think, not wrong thinking, it'll be Senna Boy. Can you reminisce what Senna could do at the wheel of a car? In that Williams, he goes up to third fastest in that Williams car. Next up will be MDJ, and he's jumped Marley. I know Marley's on the mediums, but an Alpha Tauri currently in second. I've seen some wacky results before. I've seen a Haas get a podium in a realistic league before, but not an Alpha Tauri in second. Not this year's Alpha Tauri, and he's actually ahead of Nitro. What? That is quite ridiculous at the moment. I think he's taking a mick at this point. What? That is a stonking effort there. As next of cross line bar will be Ron Kingan, as he's currently sat in 7th place at the moment here. But no free passes here in Q2. You gotta get through on merit, as he's quickly going to get disposed of a Haas, and get past him. But now it's going to run through the Red Bull Mobile and stays in the white lines. Aston Martin up to the line now. His teammate in third. He stays on the same row as his teammate currently in fourth. There goes the Aston Martin. Next up will be Dario, as he's entering the Red Bull Mobile for the first time in Q2, and he's up to the line. Second fastest for the Ferrari, and not bad considering the amount of notice he's had to get used to that SF23, which is quite temperamental, you could say.
I've just watched the clip, by the way. Funny, mate. David is going into his lap, by the way.
He's on an outlap, but he's starting it.
Yeah, no, he's going into his lap right now.
Hoof's on a lap, by the way, just ahead of him. He's going through Schlotzkopf. And now running through into turn 6 goes the Alpine. No barrier for him to set. Now he's already outqualified his teammate after his teammate decided to have a skill issue. But he's purple in the middle sector at the moment here. Whether it's purple or not, we will not know. Because he's invalidated. He invalidated a Rinse. So we are going to ride on board with the smooth Spaniard himself, Davidenko.
Yeah, he's looking strong in sector 1. I've watched him. This corner right here, he took it, he didn't took a lot of risk, just took it normal, just clean. This one close to the curb, then coming out here, nice and clean, just using the rotation of the car to rotate, looking nice in sector 2 as well right now, going to the last 2 corners. What can he do? Just nice on the apex here, not too wide on the exit, then down to 5th gear. Exit of the last corner is good. What's it going to be? Is it going to be a 1.3? Yes, it is. Only 63 thousandths of a second slower. Yeah, did I say that right? I did say that right.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
He did indeed 63 thousandths of a second. Josip, by the way, in a bit of no man's land, could say, in comparison to his teammate and Davidenko, but Ferrari looking strong so far in one of only 4 races they won back in 2022, unlike in 2023 where they won a singular race and the only hope of Red Bull not absolutely trouncing the competition. But I think next of cross line, maybe Dan. I think it might be Dan or Dan. It is Dan.
On the kid from Haas, from JSI.
The wonder kid who took Haas to a podium in JSR beforehand, in Monaco of all places. Here in the McLaren, in the Papaya this time, not in the Haas shit box, as you could say. But here we go, rounding out into Rindt here. He's no longer in a shit box. He is in a flying machine at the moment here. You could say in a rocket ship at times. At the hands of Dan, up to the line now, goes to the top of the timing sheets.
What a lap!
Oh my god!
90 thousandths of a second in front of Troy.
I think that caught us both off guard just slightly. Ivo's going to be next across the line here. This McLaren looks like an absolute rocket ship here in Austria, as Ivo makes it look like a tractor in 5th place.
6 tenths behind his teammate and 6 tenths on Austria.
Oh my
god.
God.
A lot. That's a lot.
Then again,
that's like every corner you're just slower.
Yeah. But honestly, that is a stonking lap from Dan. What? I mean, that's caught everyone off guard there. What? 1 over 8.9 milliseconds. David's had enough. He's gone home. David's gone home.
He's like, nope, I'm not gonna do this.
Not again. Nitro, by the way, is on a lap as well. He's a bit out of sync with everyone else at the moment. He's got sat in 8th place, and he's just in the heroics of Dan in the McLaren. He might be in an Aston Martin, but he might be thinking, can I perform some heroics myself? And you're not going to do it by cutting corners, you cheeky bugger. As Dan obviously
he just went onto the curb and his car just slid away.
I wouldn't be surprised if Troy goes back out by the way just to try and top the session. But
yeah, he would. It's something to do for Troy.
Then again, he might play it smart and just retire. The top 3 are safe. You could say the top 3 are safe. As
King went on an outlap and now he's going into the pits again.
Has he done a skill issue and decided to spin his car into the wall?
Yeah, or maybe it's just that he took a U-set.
Yeah.
So it's just like on accident.
Well, a big shock at the moment, by the way. Mercedes, 10th and 13th. That W14
well,
is...
of course, Carmos didn't put a lap in yet. He said he was gonna grab some food, eat a hamburger or something. But he is gonna set a lap. I think he's out now. No, it's Matt.
No, that's Matt. I think he's just heard us chat shit about Mercedes, and he wants to go and right some wrongs. Then again, his lap was on the medium at Compounder Tie, so we do forget that. Star performer though, we could say Dan could be a star performer as he's currently top of the session in the McLaren. MDJ, 7th in an Alpha Tauri. So far. That's a pretty stonking lap. As Ivo's opted to retire, that's a bit of a risk, you could say. Then again, Ivo could be safe. With I think he's got 3/10 gap to Dario currently in 6th. But I think it's a bit of a risk there for Ivo to go out and retire so early on. I think he might only just be safe. And again, he's got the Alpha. He's not got many people to worry about as in behind, but I think the first man who would be it's Marley out on a lap, so he's out burning fuel at this current stage here as the Mercedes is looking not particularly comfortable here in Austria. Like it, I don't remember real life to be honest what it's like, what it did, but like but currently on his outlap, he's going to be the first man to go out for the final runs here, unless he's going to go for... Nope, his ERS is deployed, so he's going to be on a push lap here. And here comes Molly on the run into the Nicky Lauda curve. He's played it smart to go early, to be fair. He's not going to have the best track evolution, but he's got time now to go back if he does make a mistake and go into the pit lane to get some fuel and get some fresh rubber boots on. But he isn't improving in the first sector there as we go through... Remus, and now foot to the floor. DRS wide open for the 3rd time in the lap here, and for the final time before we head on to the start finish straight as we go into Schlosshof now, and rounding through turn 4, and he's kept it quite committed, quite calm so far in that Mercedes there. Just needs to improve on his current lap time. He's currently the man in danger here from Sennaboy, Hoof and Goodmans, and he's definitely going to be a bit worried as he's now purple in that middle sector here, and we go on the run into here, out of turn 8 into turn 9 we go. He's fully committed here, he's finishing the lap, he's not going to come into the pit lane now as Marley, the Belgian maestro, running through the final corner of the Red Bull Mobile up to the line, 4th fastest for the Mercedes. Sennaboy is going to be next across the line here. He's not improving on his lap time. I think he's just out there burning fuel.
Yeah, good lap from Mala Apis.
I thought you disappeared on me, man.
Finally out. I think he just ate it. Yeah, no, I was just, my mind was just gone.
That's all good.
But Gouwman's finally out. I think he thinks he only needs 1 run to go through. It would be kind of savage though if he just eats for 10 minutes and then comes in and just sets a lap and just leaves. Just goes through.
Yeah, but obviously the track limits here in Austria are just so... They're lethal. They are lethal around here. One slight mistake and you're out. By the way, the top 7 are, well, sorry, the bottom's lot here. Basically, everyone inside the top 6 is opting to stay in the pit lane here. The rest of the grid are currently out on out laps at the moment and going for final laps. Ever Kamale has finished his lap early. Good one's well way purple in the first sector. Bear in mind that happens on your first run anyway, so I don't think that is a purple at the current stage. As Yosboy has now retired from the session here in 5th place. He should be safely through. But you never know what's going to happen here in JSI. Anything can happen. As don't forget, there's still Mercedes to go, and there's still Ferrari in behind as well. So it could be all or nothing here to see who goes through, who's going to go out. 3 drivers will be going out and not make it into the final part of qualifying here, but you need to make it to the line now, as there's only 10 seconds to go before the checker flag is starting to wave here, as Goodruns isn't going to get another attempt at the easiest part to invalidate now. He's kept it simple, he's kept it clean through Red Bull Mobile. He should be through with this lap time. Up to the line now goes only 7th fastest there, not the best lap time in the world, but should see him through. Next up's going to be Ron Kinken. Oh, big spin at Rint. And that's going to be the end of his dreams to go through. Hoof is going to be next across the line, as now he's out of qualifying as well. So only Centerboy and Centerboy.
Well.
Yep,
They're
all out. It's over. Qualifying is over. Everyone else is making it through into this final part of qualifying at the moment here, as Mane does improve on his lap again. So decent time there for the Belgian. But that was a bit anticlimactic, as Ron Kinken spun. Hoof didn't go fast enough, and Centerboy just decided to pit. I think that was a bit anticlimactic, though. As Alexander Arnold is playing in midfield against Malta. Mood. I'm used to terrible tactics for football. I'm a Walsall fan, mate. Come on. However, if you are interested in football today, there are some games going on. Kazakhstan. Oh my God, San Marino scored a goal though. San Marino scored a goal.
No way.
San Marino genuinely scored a goal. It was Kazakhstan 3, San Marino 1. They're going to win soon. I swear. They are going to win soon. But the question is, who are they going to win against?
I don't know. Maybe Liechtenstein. They always lose.
No, knowing our luck, it's going to be either Netherlands or Britain. It's gonna be one of us. But it is Dan out on top. Troy in second, David going third. Dan showing that McLaren has got some absolutely blistering pace here in Austria. Out in qualifying, there'll be Ron Kinken, it'll be Hooft, and it's Centerboy as well. Aston Martin and the Alpine both out with the Williams, but the Alpha Tauri team are through into the final part of qualifying. MDJ, honestly, I would love to see what he can do in a top car. I mean, a podium in the Alpine, he's currently going through into Q3 in an Alpha Tauri. I genuinely want to see him in the top 3 team next year. That would be immense. But that is all for another day, as now we are going to get racing action. Sorry, Q3 action. I forgot Q3 was happening. I thought we were going straight to the race. It's been a long day, okay? All I've been doing is moving boxes of stuff, and it's not been fun. But 12 minutes will decide the top 10 order for today's Grand Prix here today. 2 runs is the likelihood, as I think the first man out on track, it is a Red Bull, it is Troy. He wants to be first in everything, it seems.
It seems like it, yeah.
Yeah, and first out on track, so he's going to have worse track conditions here, but he's in the best car on this game, the Red Bull. Indomitable, you could say. And your reigning world champion, in fact, from last season. Second in the championship. But he's 25 points behind David. If David DNFs and Troy takes the fastest lap and the win, Troy's your championship leader. There is no complex maths. That's all that has to happen. I don't make the rules. That's the thing. But everyone already out on outlaps for the first run. The only man not out on laps at the moment are Goodmans and Dan. But it'll be Troy, the first man, go out on a lap. As Nitro is going to back off now, as we're going to get the beautiful layout which I've learned for the first run in Q3 is now it's going to be DRS wide open on the run into the Niki Lauda curve for Troy. For the first time in Q3, we are underway here for a lap and through into the Niki Lauda curve off the fourth gear there and straight onto the power. DRS wide open for the second time in the lap here, and it is foot to the floor. The ERS deploying as the wind blows past the DRS here, and now on the run into Remus. And he opts for third gear here. A little bit of rear locking you could see there, possibly from Troy. And now the DRS opens for the third time. Onto the third and final long straight on this track. And it's heavy braking just before the 50-metre board for Troy there. Locks up his brakes just slightly as he's late braking into stock shot. But now in through 5 and now onto turn 6 here. And that is beautifully done there on the throttle into turn 7 on exit. Turn 8 easy to invalidate through the exit. But now on the run we go into turn 9 into Rint. And again, want to commit to the inside curb as much as you can. But easiest part to invalidate your lap time here. Has he just invalidated it?
He has.
He has invalidated on that final corner. That is gut wrenching. So it does mean Football Nitro will go to the top of time machine speed of 104.6.
David has gone for a spun as well.
What?
David just went into the gravel.
What is going on with Red Bull today? Yossi Boy goes up to the top of time sheets. Dario goes up to 4th now. And the Mercedes, Marley is going to be next across the line. He's invalidated his lap time now. MDJ, where can he put stick the AlphaTauri? The Red Bulls are having a rare at the moment. MDJ goes up to 5th fastest there, but he is really on the pace of the Ferraris at the current stage. And Davidenko, yeah, is going for a spin, it looks like. But he looks to be going for another push stop here. Red Bull having a bit of a mare, you could say, at this current stage in the race. Marley's well is invalidated again.
Yeah, Marley and Troy invalidated, so it's now just going to wait for Goodmans and Dan to set their laps. Dan seems to be the one that goes into first, and then the Carbons, but yeah, the rest is just Troy invalidated and Malap is invalidated. Troy now into the pit lane, so not enough to do on the lap. David is not on the lap right now.
He is. He's pushing. Right. He's just got no ERS. He's just got no ERS. He is pushing. I've double checked his wheel. He is not using the ERS at the moment here, but he is improving by 0.3 of a second on his lap time here at the moment. That won't be enough to see him jump anyone in the top 5 at the moment here. He will remain in 6th place at the moment. But here we go. On the run, into Rint, and now the Red Bull Mobile into turn 10. We go. And he's getting very twitchy in the car there. At the moment, maybe that's just a bit Z goes up to 3rd fastest with no ERS. That's a stonking lap so far from the smooth Spaniard at the moment here. And definitely he's going to look to improve when he gets the battery. As next up will be Dan, as he's the lead one.
In sector 1.
Dan performed heroics.
Sector 1 now.
Yeah, he performed heroics in Q2. Can he perform heroics once again in Q3? The McLaren is looking a beast at the hands of Dan. His teammate's currently up in 2nd place on a 104.4 at the moment here. He's still ahead of the Smooth Spaniard despite the Smooth Spaniard not having the best of laps. He's purple in the middle sector now. Goes Dan. Yossi Boy is the man to beat on a 104.2. Dan thrashes that time in Q2. But can he match it in Q3? The time when it matters. Dan up to the line now. Goes to the top of the timing sheets with a 103.7. That is a stonking lap time. And now Goodmans is running through the final 2 corners. Is he able to match that? He's off the track. He goes off the track. Goodmans up to the line. It goes 5th fastest, but Dan has laid the gauntlet for Red Bull.
Half a second in front of the Ferrari, which is of course the way faster car. I mean, of course, it is Austria, and in Austria all the cars are a lot closer, but 5/10 in Austria is just, it's insane. It's just like, it's a completely different track for them. McLaren looking strong right now with Dan and Ivo. Maybe if Gies would have been there instead of Ivo, would have been 1-2 right now. But
ooh. A little bit of a dig there, Ivo. You could say, I'm joking. We love you, Ivo, really. But Troy is looking to respond as he's now on a push lap at the moment here with 6 minutes, just under 6 minutes to go here, so he's going to have time to go for a third push lap if he wants to. But Troy at 15.9, he's not beaten Dan in that first sector, and obviously we saw Dan put up a stonking lap time and beat the Red Bulls in Q2. In fact, if Dan takes pole position, he's done the hat trick of qualifying, and he's topped every single qualifying session. Oh, Troy's not having a good time with that Red Bull at the moment here. The Red Bull not looking too strong here at the Red Bull ring. As he's purple in the middle sector now, but I don't think he's improving by enough at the moment here. Troy, he does it when it matters. When it comes to qualifying, he knows when it matters, he can take pole position any day, any track, any conditions. But it's 103.7 to beat. Troy to the line, takes off Dan with a 103.6, and that is a response and a half from JSI's Flying Dutchman. He's on to provisional pole, and that is a great lap time from the Red Bull so far. As I think Marley was purple in the middle sector. He's 2/10 currently slower than Troy at the moment here on the lap here, which would see him on to third place at the moment here. Marley up to the line now. Third fastest.
Wow, good lap from Malapis in that Mercedes 1.4.0. Unfortunately, not yet in the 1.3, but hoping to see Yusuke improving, who is also on a lap right now, I think. Or is he starting one? He is start his lap. Yusuke right now in the Ferrari.
One Ferrari who is on lap at the moment is the man currently sat in ninth. It is Dario, who's improving by a lot at the moment here. Enough actually to see him break into the top 5. And he's obviously not had much time to get used to that SF23 at the moment here. But Dario up to the line, goes ahead of his teammate, and he goes to fourth fastest there. Great lap from Dario. But that might be beaten from Yossi, who's on a push lap at the moment, as you say.
Not improving in Sector 1. Sector 1 was a 10th slower than Troy. 16.0 in Sector 1. Maybe he can make up some time in Sector 2 or Sector 3, but right now it is not enough to even beat his teammate. Then goes almost outside of the track. At 2.5 tenths found somehow in Sector 2. Is he going to find more time in Sector 3 right now? We're going to see when he comes to the line, the last 2 corners. Oh, he goes in. He goes into the pits. He doesn't think it's enough. No, he wants to take pole. He's just going to go in because the run wasn't good enough. Confidence is key, and Hughes has a lot of confidence going back into the pits, even with like 3/10 improvement. That is a lot of confidence in your driving to go in.
All I'm going to say is we ain't going to complain here in the comms box here. It brings a bit of drama, a bit of pizzazz, a bit of drama here today, as everyone's going to be entering the pits here but get their final soft compound tyres on here and go out for their final runs. The first man coming out on track is the man currently sat in second and looking to take the pole, and it seems to be the two currently the class of the field here in qualifying. It is Dan in that McLaren here. He's performing heroic so far in qualifying. That wasn't very heroic though.
Well, I'm starting to wonder, maybe if he went out this quick, he's gonna do 2 out laps. I know for a fact that you start with more than 3 laps of fuel, so he might do 2 out laps to burn his fuel. But he will have to rush, because of course he will have to do another lap. So if he rushes, he can do like 2 out laps, which burns more fuel and gets the tires even warmer, because of course it's a short track, so you don't burn that much fuel and you don't warm up your tires that nicely. So a double out lap would be something to consider if you want to fight for pole position against the Red Bulls.
Have a look here, see what he does as he's getting some final tire temperature in. I'm going to watch his wheel to see if that ERS measure goes down.
Yeah.
It is. Is it?
He is going to start.
Oh, he's going for a lap here. So Dan's going to be the first one out on track here, but he's going to have a little bit of traffic here. MGJ Bowie is not opted to go out at the moment here. I don't think he's going to be out making another appearance here in qualifying here, as he's got very limited amount of time, and that does confirm that he will be retiring. He will start from the race from 10th, but that is a good result, good position for AlphaTauri at this current stage here. They're going to be looking to try and get some points on the teams ahead of them, but Dan, he's got a bit of traffic at the moment here. He's got the Aston Martin. Oh, go! The Aston Martin! Oh. Nitro is giving him a toe! Oh my word! The Mercedes partnership has came into fruition here. And now the Red Bull team principal might be scrambling to get over David. Oh, Well, I don't think he's got anyone else to give him a toe at the moment here. But that is smart play from the Mercedes team. He's a 10th up at the moment here. Dan is on site. But pole position at the moment here. Oh, the Red Bull nearly gets in his way here. Dan through into Rint now. He's got the Ferrari in front of him. Just a bit of dirty air. And oh, he's invalidated. Dan is out.
Invalidating.
And Troy takes
has a 5-place grip penalty.
What?
As Skybus runs into him. Skybus ran into him and he's got a 5-place grip penalty, which means Troy will be starting this race from P6.
Oh, Ivo's out. Ivo spun. But the big clash for Ivo. As Goodman's has crashed as well. No front wing for Goodman's. That's why Troy stood the penalty. But this is an open door for Marley now to get pole position for Mercedes. Dan can no longer improve on his lap unless he's on a push one. Right now, Marley is purple in the middle sector but he's only improving by 300s. He's invalidated his lap time now. Next up is going to be Davidenko, the Swedish Spaniard.
4.5 for David right now.
Yeah, David has been quiet in this qualifying session, you could say. But he does it when it matters. The smooth Spaniard. He can win from anywhere, they say. As he's very glitchy on my screen at the moment. He might be glitchy on the stream. David to the line. Second fastest. David might have just stole pole from Troy. Well, he has, but like...
Second. Oh, yeah,
no,
of course. Yes,
Troy's
right.
As Yossi goes fourth fastest, Dario has invalidated his lap time. As Troy, does he improve on his lap time? He does, but it'll be in vain, as he will start the race from 6th place, unless Nitro's on a lap. I was going to say if Nitro could improve, but Troy will take pole position. However, he will start the race from 6th on the grid. David in second. Dan will share the front row with David, however. Yossi and Marley will take to the second row. Dario will share that third row with Troy. Ivo and Goodman share the fourth row. Nitro and MDJ take the 5th row. That was a pretty interesting qualifying there, but it will be Tom to start. Tom. Where's Tom come from? David to start from the front of the grid.
Yeah, so there's not going to be any restart, as I can read from the chat right now, as it was Troy's fault. He did block Koumans in the quali, which means he will probably serve his 5-place grip penalty right now, instead of probably a quali ban, which he would have received, or 2 penalty points.
Yes, exactly. But Troy, he's going to take that 5-place grip penalty. We know he's got the pace to make up the grid, make his way up. And, 5 places here in Austria, I don't think it's too much here. 36 laps, though, away here at the Red Bull Ring for the drivers here. It'll be David starting from the front, Dan in second. Could McLaren take, I think, their first victory in JSI this season? Stay tuned to find out. We're not going to cut to an ad break because I haven't got OBS or anything, you know. What do you think this is? A talk show? Sorry, yeah, a bit of sarcasm has to come out at some point there. But 2/10 clear is Troy. A decent lap, a strong lap time, as he's in the chat now. Hoy, welcome in to today's stream of coverage for the Austrian Grand Prix, which is about to kick off here. Everyone now opts in for their strategies, and Ren's obviously a driver with experience here in Austria. What's the strategy like? Is it a possible one stop for the medium soft, or is it going to be probably seeing the harder compounder tyres played today?
Well, I think the medium hard strategy is the best to go. Maybe Troy or David will do medium soft, but the tire wear is not that high here. But when the tires do reach a certain point where they're just undrivable, then they are just undrivable. Especially the softer compound of tire. They are just really, like in JSI when I was in the sprint, like lap 8 or 9, just the mediums were so much faster that the advantage of a softer tire was just gone. So I think they want to go for a medium hard, maybe just an undercut as well, maybe for undercut to gain some time, maybe even pull a gap on people that don't do the undercut, and then they will have to the help of DRS, but they will have to use ERS to do that.
Exactly here, and obviously such a short lap time here. As Hoof and Senna Boy have been disqualified. 3 DRS zones. We're going to see a lot of overtaking, hopefully. But we'll quickly run through the tyre strategies at the moment here. Everyone, apart from 3 cars, opting to go on the medium with compounder tyres. The only people who are deciding to be strange are Goodman's on the hards. MGJ also opting for the hards compound tyres. That's 8th and 10th, starting on the white walls. And Luca in 15th, opting for the softest compounder tyre at the moment here. So a few interesting strategies, you could say, for this race at the moment here. But most people
could do hard soft or soft hard.
That
soft
is a
hard
very
is a big undercut.
Yeah. But the tyres dying very early on for the hard compound tyres.
I mean, if you warm them like Luca's doing right now, then they're already dead before you start. He's just like toasting his tires. He's just sliding around the track. He's just drifting.
Yeah, he is literally cooking.
Yeah.
As he's got East and he's got... Wait, has Ron Kinkin just got has left? He's ghosted.
Yeah, he has left. Ron Kinkin has left the session.
Why? I'll quickly invite him back. I'll quickly invite him back. I'll be quick. Oh shit, no, that's share screen. I'll quickly get him back.
Don't mind it, don't mind it.
I've invited him back anyway. But now everyone's going
to... someone else on his account we suspect. So, just...
Oh.
Yeah.
I've already sent the invite. I've already sent the invite, damn it. It's fine. Someone else on his account. Sounds a lot similar to last week. Maybe Ron Kinkin could have won from that position. But this camera angle is not doing us any favours at all. As we're going to now enter into the 5. Red lights here. Agro's in the lead. What the hell? As we are underway here. As ignore the timing glitch there on the side. But Davidenko is going to lead into turn 1. Marley's going to try down the inside. Many cars ghosted. What the... this game fails to amuse me anytime. Lord Agro. As Dan, he's going to go for the lead. He's going to go for the lead. Into Remus. Dan takes the lead of the Austria Grand Prix. Wait, is it meant to be non-contact on the first lap? What the hell?
Is it?
Wait.
It's not right.
No,
it's not. It's definitely not.
Thank God. Damn it!
David has just been almost been pushed off there.
Oh my gosh. As by the way, yeah, Aggro is currently in first, it says.
Well, for me it doesn't, but the funny thing, he's already 8 tenths behind right now on Branko. Could we see David and Dan pulling away from the rest of the grid?
Obviously, we saw these two run away with it in qualifying slightly, but Troy is not making the progress that he needs to at the moment here. He's going to hope yours can stay with these two at the moment here. As now, we are entering lap 2 here. Dan leading the way. Davidenko in second, and it is yours. But if DRS has been enabled already, what the fuck?
Wait,
No, my screen has just said...
As Troy goes down the inside of Malap, so now as does Dan and Davidenko go side by side. Davidenko takes back the lead. And now Troy and Malapi are side by side. Still side by side.
I'm fixed. I'm back on lap 2. I'm back on lap 2.
Okay, so Troy already used 60% around. He only had 45% ERS left, which is not a lot compared to the people around him. So you use 60, then we have with 70 and Davidenko with 65.
Yeah. By the way, Nitro making a move on who for 11th place here and the first of the point scoring positions. By the way, my graphic is now fixed at the moment here. Expelled from the timings. As I'm now on lap 2. I was on lap 3 for, in sector 1 of the last lap. That's why this DRS has been enabled.
I think the delta is also glitched. Yeah, so Hughes is now in 6 tenths instead of 1 second. And looks like Hughes has a lot of understeer problems. I think he already took like 2 track limits in the last corner. Looked like it. But the rest not going to make any moves. Is anyone who is going to make any move? Troy already gained 2 places. Agro already gained 5 places, by the way, in P9 right now. Atari looking strong in this race, but we're going to look at Dan right now, I think.
Yes, down the inside of Sloskov, and he's made that move like mincemeat, because Davydenko is fighting back, and into turn 6 we go. David keeps the lead for the Austrian Grand Prix. Dan seems to have cooked it slightly into Sloskov, goes wide, opens the door for Davydenko, and is staying in second place at the moment here. Further behind, sorry, Ivo and Dario are fighting this out. Into ring we go. Ivo was going to think of a move, but Dario holds it firm around the outside. But this out, by the way, the Alpha Tauri team at the moment here. Have EA updated the Alpha Tauri without us realising? Because it's unreal how fast that car is so far.
That car looks to attack on use, by the way.
Yes, here we go, the Red Bull. He's going to have the DRS if he launches it. Dan's going to go for it as well. it's going to be one for all for one here at the moment. As from the camera angle I had, it looked like the Red Bulls were going to take each other out here. But they're going to have the DRS now, both Red Bulls. As Davydenko, he's going to go for the inside of Slochkov. And he's going to hold to the inside. And the more these two fight, the more this opens up the door for Troy. But Dan is still fighting it back. This is a battle for the ages here in Austria at the moment, and it's only lap 4 at the moment here. These two are giving it hell for leather at the moment. You know what this means for both drivers. For Davydenko, this is championship lead. For Dan, this is a first win for McLaren and a possible chance to launch a challenge for second place in the Constructors' Championship against Ferrari, as they're 4th and 6th at the moment, 2nd and 7th for the team from Woking. I was going to say for the team from Papaya there, but Papaya's not a place. That's a colour.
As you can see, Troy, no ERS left compared to, of course, Dan and David. You still has 44% as well, as Dan goes down the inside of Davydenko again, and he's going to take the position before the corner even starts.
But David's going to take the DRS, and he's going to launch away. By the way, Ivo has got his move past Dario, but this is a great fight for the top 5, but David is back ahead. He's playing this to perfection. He's playing Dan a little bit like a dummy at the moment here. It's further behind. Ivo's got the switchback at Sloshkov. Who's going to get it into turn 6? Is Ivo going to stay committed and brave around the outside? No, he's going to go for the switchback. Ivo might have just... If he can make this move stick, which he can't. For now, they're still wheel to wheel, and this is a great battle as we go into Rint. Ivo to the outside, and he holds on here. As oh my god! What have we just seen?
Oh no! Oh my days!
What have we just seen? Possibly a contender for overtaking the season, but that has opened the door for the Scuderia Alpha Tauri team to take 7th and 8th.
P6 now.
Oh my god! What is Alpha Tauri on? Alpha Tauri are cooking in the moment
right now, fighting.
Oh, Alpha Tauri are cooking.
Real life with like Norris.
What the fuck? Alpha, Dan's leading. Oh no, the Red Bulls are gonna go. Oh my god! Contact David and Dan are off! They're off!
No.
Oh my god! Oh my god, Agro's in 4th. Agro is in 4th. Alpha
Tauri P4 and P5.
Alpha Tauri are going to get a fucking podium. Davydenko takes a 10-second
penalty for Davydenko.
So is Dan.
As well.
That probably will get removed. They will have to serve 5 seconds in the pit lane. David will. He's committed to finishing races most of the time.
So sad.
Oh my word.
Good battle.
Yeah, Troy went to the inside, he was fine, and it just felt like David tried to hang it around the outside and just led to contact between the two. It's one of those where 3 wide do not go into turn 5 here in Austria, but somewhere where 5 wide might go. Is in this battle for 4th now, and the stakes are raised for this battle as Alpha Tauri. These are points which could probably secure him 7th in the Constructors anyway, on its own, because Haas, Alfa Romeo and Williams, they will need a freak result like this to take any chance of getting ahead of Alpha Tauri. This is one of those where the back markers, but the little guys, I've just remembered MDJ's on the hards as well. MDJ is in 5th on the hards.
By the way, Hughes is just barely hanging on, and I don't think he has the DRS. No, he does not have the DRS on Troy for this lap, which
Oh
means
my god.
Troy can now pull away.
Yeah, Troy seems to be a bit like Max Verstappen in real life, a bit more like inevitable at the moment here. No matter where he starts from, he's gonna win it. But Marley
He's
is
making a move on Hughes right now, by the way.
down the inside. But Hughes is going to go for the switchback. MDJ Bowie is going to take the lead out for Tower Roll in 4th place at the moment here. Hughes is going to fight back though against the Mercedes here. Agro and Ivo are still fighting out for 5th place at the moment here. But Hughes stays behind. MDJ Bowie leads his train as AlphaTauri seem to be playing the team game at the moment here. And this could be really smart for their constructors' hopes here. Dario and Hoof Bowie are battling out for P8 at the moment here. And as much as I want to say, it is heartbreaking to see Dan and David go through a collision, but the racing has very much opened up in this race, especially in the mid pack, knowing there are now big points on offer, especially for teams like AlphaTauri, like Aston Martin. But David is through and up into 10th place. He's ahead of Goodman.
Made a great move there on Mercedes.
Oh my gosh! Austria, ladies and
gentlemen. In one lap.
Austria,
just a
ladies.
five-way battle, and then just David and Dan spinning out.
There was contact between the two of them, though. Dan just looks to be struggling off the pace just slightly. He might have some damage, or the tyres are just not getting down to temperature what he needs. But David has seemed to, despite the contact, seems to be a new duct to water at the moment here. And now he's going to go round the outside of the Alpine, and he's got the Ferrari, and Remus Valleys an overtaking a half from the Red Bull, and that is why he is your championship leader. That was stonking, that was brilliant, but the Ferrari scraps back. But David, he remains undefeated in this fight and stays in 8th place at the moment. Oh my. Troy's checked out. Oh my gosh.
What?
Just saying, Troy's checked out.
Gone.
Yeah.
But look at the ERS levels between Malapis and Hughes. Hughes just playing the long game here, with just waiting with the ERS, just hoping that maybe Malapis will waste his to catch Troy, but it's not looking like it right now. Losing 2/10 a lap to Troy at this stage in the race, and also the tires of the Ferrari, of course, drop really hard. And I know for a fact that within a lap or 5, there are going to be the first few pit stops, maybe even earlier, with of course Lucas starting on the softs. As Hughes now takes a position from Malapis.
Yes, and Agrabaway is now the lead AlphaTauri, and AlphaTauri playing this well, just carrying each other along in the DRS at the moment here, and not squabbling too much here, as Ivo might be getting a bit frustrated, currently sat in 6th place at the current stage in this race, and Nitro as well, he looks to be just settling in into this DRS train. But Ivo is really all over the back of the AlphaTauri at the moment here. AlphaTauri though, I don't think they'll mind at all much, as they need these points in comparison to McLaren at the moment. McLaren only focusing currently on the Constructors' Championship at the moment. But Ivo is all over the back of the AlphaTauri here. Could he force the AlphaTauris into making overtakes on each other at the moment here, and maybe force them into a collision? AlphaTauri though, great team play at the moment from them at this current stage in the race.
Yeah, the AlphaTauri looking strong, just wanted to collect the points for the team, which is really important, which is something that not a lot of people have done yet, as Ivo just touches him a little bit. Which I don't mean anything by, but the car. Yeah, of course, that's the most important thing. As Ivo goes for a move on the outside, but no space. It's enough. It's enough space. Good defense, actually, from MDJ, the guy who's new, who got a podium last week after, of course, Hughes got DSQ'd in his Alpine, and now again, him and Lord Agro looking strong, looking like absolute menaces to that car, which is of course still one of the slowest cars on the grid, and P4, P5 is just an insane achievement if they can stick it around.
Definitely showing this race as a battle of attrition at this current stage, with David and Dan currently down the order at the moment. We've got McLaren stuck behind them, and one of the Mercedes really struggling in this race as well as Dario. the big boys are really struggling in this race, apart from one Mercedes, one Red Bull, and one Ferrari. You could say AlphaTauri. Obviously, we saw in Brazil, for example, they had the pace there, and they were dubbed fifth fastest by some people, or fourth fastest, in fact, I saw from a few people. But then again, the AlphaTauri, it's just not been good this season. It seems to be a bit of a bucket. Are you sure that AlphaTauri haven't just stolen the Red Bull, the RB19, and just put the AlphaTauri livery on it?
It looks like it.
That'd be a bit of a badder, to be fair, from AlphaTauri. But then again, they might have had the in-game stats updated from the Brazilian Grand Prix. Definitely won't be the Las Vegas Grand Prix, because that seems to be a bit of a shit show in real life with the pothole. I'm so glad I didn't wake up for that. But Ivo's all over the back of the AlphaTauri. He's going to be getting pretty furious at the moment in the dirty air of the McLaren. Lap 13 and 36 at the moment here. This race is flying on by, in fact.
I've just looked at the track limits. Ivo only has one. Lord Akbar already on 2 track limits. Lap 11 he got his second one, so not 2. Then MJ only has 1 warning. Hughes has 1 warning. Malapi's 0 warnings at this stage. And Troy 1 in lap 1. Might have been for collision, we don't know, but it looks like to be a track limit warning. 2.7 seconds, 2.8. He's just putting away like it's nothing.
Troy being a bit of a menace to society at this current stage, as I think they've lapped now Ron Kinken's AI as well as East's AI as well. But Luca, by the way, he's on the soft compound tyres, currently in 14th place. I don't think he's stopped. No, he has stopped. Luca has stopped for the medium compound tyre, so he's not. I don't think he's making it to the end, unfortunately for him. But MDJ, by the way, AlphaTauri, Ivo's in. Ivo's in. Ivo's in, he's going for the undercut.
He's already boxed to hearts for an undercut right now. I've just seen that.
Yeah, people are quite catching us by surprise at the moment. People catching us lacking. But Ivo, he's going for the undercut here. It's not a stupid decision. He's stuck in the dirty air of the AlphaTauris here. And, I mean, they've now got David for company. As Dario's gone for the move!
He has gone for the move.
Oh, there's a bit of wheel banging as AlphaTauri. Oh my word! NGJ just let David go.
Daan, by the way, in front of Ivo, who in my memory was of seconds ahead of Daan before he only undercut him by 1 lap. And already such a big difference down. No ERS left though, and Ivo has 50%, but looking to pull up an undercut on probably also David here, who is already back up to P4. I've just realized in front of the AlphaTauri. I haven't seen that. Did you see that?
Yeah, that was. I think we need to have some words with the Red Bull team principal. That looks very conspicuous, like team orders, as the AlphaTauri just seem to let David go.
Yeah, which is, of course, the right thing to do. If you are in an AlphaTauri, of course, you don't want to upset the big guys up in front.
Nah, but we want the little guys to win. Dan Bowie sets the fastest lap of the race. They've already jumped Dario. They were clear. But Ivo was definitely clear of Dario. Dan, though, and Ivo might seem to work together to try and undercut a lot of people at the moment here. As I feel like their target at the moment is to at least get Ivo into the top 4 at the moment here, Dan, depending on where his penalty is at the end of the race. Sorry, I was messaging someone because we're going drinking tomorrow, so...
Malapi's going into the pits right now. As the first of the top 3 who has boxed. Probably going for an undercut on Hughes, so Hughes will probably go in next lap.
Exactly, yeah. Hughes needs the out lap, well, another lap as well. We got some support there for Senna in the chat. The man currently sat in 12th there. Love to see people go into the chats to root for drivers at the moment here. Nitro by way is in as well, so it's going to be interesting to see. Ivo was only just ahead of Ivo was ahead of Nitro. Nitro's now coming out the pit lane. Ivo's cleared him. Oh my word.
Dan also cleared them then. The group.
Wow. McLaren might be cooking at this current stage in the race, and AlphaTauri might be slightly near mud. Don't forget, both these guys will have better tyres. The guys who are staying out will have better tyres towards the end of this race at the moment. As we've got, I want to see Senna. We're on board with him. As he's as there he goes. He's there he is. Coming out the pit lane, currently in 14th place on the harder compounder tyre for the Williams team. Troy and Jos are both in at the moment here. And now, if this time's absolutely wrong, oh, nearly.
Through the unsafe release is on, so he can do that.
That would have been funny if Troy got held up slightly. David is going to go into his rightful place of leading the Grand Prix here. MDJ, red flag it, red flag it, red flag it. MDJ in second. Marley is ahead of yours by 1.2 seconds. He's done it. He's broken the DRS.
Yeah, he's done that beautifully, and he's also going to pull a gap now, as he, of course, has the warmer tires. Great job by Malapis.
I thought Hoof was in sixth for merit with stopping. That would have been fucking mad.
Yeah, it would have been.
But Aggro, what's happened to Aggro? He's dropped behind. Oh, he's been undercut by Nitro as well. But he's gonna go for it already on Nitro. He's just come out of the pit lane, and he's already ahead into Schlotzkov. Aggro has made mincemeat of Aston Martin. As MDJ picks up a free.
Oh no!
What? That isn't the track. That wasn't the track. I like that configuration of the track. Unfortunately, it's not allowed. But here in JSI, we see an AlphaTauri lead a race.
Well,
what is
he
it?
hasn't boxed yet, and Troy is going to overtake him for the lead of this race.
Spoil sport, let MDJ win. he doesn't have to stop. Don't forget, by the way, David does have to serve a 5-second time penalty after the corner cutting.
Yellow flag.
That's Senna Boy. Yeah, Senna Boy. Got into the yellow flag.
Yeah, he's spun.
Senna Boy having a bit of a skill issue.
Big delay on my voice.
Oh, oh, this is good.
When I say something, it takes you like 5 seconds.
Yeah, well, it's fine. It is fine indeed, but Marley, he's got yours there, and I mean, MDJ is staying out another lap. Don't forget, he's on the hards. He's gonna go as long as he can now. To optimise the medium compound time. McLaren, by the way, have had a really good strategy at the moment. Don't forget, Dan has only got. Let's look at the penalties quickly. The penalties at this current stage. Oh, Dan hasn't been able, and David haven't been able to serve any of their 10-second time penalties, so they might get that removed as Zamale makes quick work of the AlphaTauri and is through up into second place now. But there's your penalties in this race. Sennaboy with 6 seconds, Hoof and MDJ with 3 seconds each. Dan and David have got 10-second time penalties. Whether they'll be removed or not, though, it will remain to be seen in the next race. As we'll confirm to you then. But Troy seems to be absolutely indomitable.
Yeah, it looks like Troy is just gonna cruise on and win this race, but I've heard Troy say it before, and I've heard myself say before, it wouldn't be JSI without a safety car, and yeah, I think there is gonna be another safety car. I think someone is gonna spin within the next, let's say, 5 laps. Ooh. I think there is going to be a safety car. I think Troy is going to get screwed up again by something he doesn't have any control of. Like Singapore, like Spain. Probably again here, there is going to be a safety car that screws up his service.
Commentators,
only 1.4. I think Hughes is gaining right now.
1.3 here. David, by the way, takes the fastest up race. I think you've forgotten something exists here in the commentary box. The commentator's curse. And I think you've just struck Troy with it. That there will not be a safety car.
Goes for the move on Dario, and just as I thought, Davydenko has been completely undercut by McLaren. I think it's like 7 seconds, 8 seconds. He has fell behind Dan, even though he was 3 seconds in front of him before they boxed.
If I tell you it's 9 seconds
Yeah, it's
between
a big
Dan and
gap.
David. Shit. The undercut is so powerful here in Austria. And so I love that. We've got Jamie in the chat saying Troy is just a shit centre boy. I love that so much. No, that is class. That is class. MGJ is opting to box out off the harder compound tyre. He's going to be on the medium, yellow wool compound tyre. So he's going to be on the best tyres. As David picks up another fastest lap of the race. 105.9, the first man to break into that 105 barrier here in qualifying. As MGJ, is he going to get ahead of Goodman's? Nope. He isn't.
No, not yet.
Not yet. You're saying like he's going to overtake him, because he will.
Yeah, he is gonna do it. I mean, he was in P6, I think, before.
Yeah.
Of course, Dan jumped him. Now Dan and Ivo swapping places right now. Dan kind of having to hold back for Ivo. I don't think it is team orders. It might be just battling, but they of course have a 5-second gap to the AlphaTauri in P6. But I wonder how MD. You can see, like I told you, not doing the undercut is just extremely powerful. Hard is just way better than hard medium, of course, because the tire advantage isn't that big compared to the beginning of the race, and the undercut is just extremely powerful because the tires are so dead. Your car is so heavy in the first stint, at the end of the first stint. So the undercut has just really paid off for, let's say, Dan and Lord Agro, and it has really screwed MDG, who has started on the harder compound of tire, who has now been set back to P11 instead of the P, let's say 7 he would be if he would have had the same strategy as Lord Agro.
Indeed, but obviously, quickly running on board with the McLarens, it seems to be their DRS trading at the moment between the two of them to try and make headway on gapping aggro, but also trying to make sure to try and get Ivo up the order, but also to try and clear aggro out of Dan's 10-second time penalty. I don't think they're really too fussed of the order they finish in, as long as they can get this 4-5 at the moment here. Aggro, by the way, is being a bit aggressive at the moment here to try and keep hold on to this 6. Don't forget, though, he's got Davydenko behind him, and I don't think he'll fight David too hard at the moment in this next stint of the race. But you say 5 laps till the next spinner.
I mean,
And we're going to get a safety car. The question is, who's causing it? And why is it Troy? And what I was going to say, and why is it Troy?
Okay. No, it's not going to be Troy. Troy, of course, right now looking unbeatable. To be fair, if he doesn't win this race, it's undeserved. Got pole position by 2/10, and then of course was set back because of his blocking. Then goes from P6 all the way to P1, and now just has a 5.5 second lead, which is insane on Austria. Of course, once you get out of the DRS, it's easier to drive away, but still 5.5 seconds is a big gap. Of course, Hughes also pulling in on Malapis right now, almost within the second, which he wasn't. He was like 1.8 off. Oh, as David, who almost goes for a spin there in turn 8 or turn 9, I think it is.
I love that. We've got Jamie in chat saying Troy is just good because of the car. I mean, I know David had the contact, but
because of the car, but you know.
I mean, I feel like you've got to take into account that there is a lot. That you might say yes, that it's the car, but it is also the driver that makes a difference as well at times. I mean, look at Mercedes at the moment. No offense to Goodmans at all. The Mercedes does not seem to suit Austria, but Marley has taken that car like a duck to water here in Austria, and he currently sat in second. How much of it is really the car? Because, I mean, as well, if you look at, I was going to say Aston Martin, but Ron Kinken's not even in the race. I mean, how much of it really is? Because, I mean, yourself, Renz, obviously you're really strong in your Ferrari, but if you, like, I feel like if you put yourself with Troy in that prancing course, you'd beat him. However, if you go to Red Bull, it'd be a different story. So how much of it really is down to the drivers' adaptations?
Well, I think it's just, you know, every car is different, and it's also how you handle the car. I mean, of course, the Red Bull and the Ferrari are two completely different cars, and they're both have their upsides and downsides. Of course, the Ferrari has a bit more downsides to it than the Red Bull has, but I think it just all comes down to maximizing the pace, especially in the Red Bull, which is just an insanely fast car. But you gotta know how to handle it, and once you get used to it, it's an insane car. He has got to grip this season with his car. I think last season he was a bit, you know, sometimes just a bit off the pace, a bit not, you know, pushing it to the limits. And right now, I think this season he has gone back up to the level he was before when he got his first championship and beating Davydenko, of course. But right now, also just looking unbeatable. No, 7 seconds already. I remember telling you 5.5. It feels like it's 3 laps ago. It's just it gets bigger by every lap. It's just he pulls away so easily. It's an incredible job by him.
Some might say he's taking a mick, but he just seems to be unstoppable here. As Senna is giving a lot of Senna prop at the moment, saying he is the GOAT. Senna is the GOAT. Currently sat in 14th there. I mean, the Williams is a decent car, I won't lie. It is a decent car. But I just feel like Williams haven't had the best luck this season as well. But the McLarens, by the way, they're fighting it out still for 4th place at the moment here. This isn't really helping their chances, as if it stays the way it does, Lord Aggro gets into the top 5 for Alpha Tauri on, I think, is it his debut or something? Because I don't recognise that name here. No, okay.
No, Lord Aggro has raced he has an AlphaTauri contract and he has raced for AlphaTauri, but he's just a really good driver. He just hasn't been racing that much. Because of an incident happening, he couldn't join in quali because we put the lobby on a maximum because we didn't want anyone joining. The quali was mad about it, so he stayed away for like 2 races. But yeah, he wanted to make a name for himself. There was some bigger offers on the table. I think it was Haas and Alpine that wanted him to drive for them, but he said he wanted to start at the bottom at AlphaTauri and prove that he is worthy of a better seat, which he is doing right now with an incredible P7, which is just actually just of the rest at this point in the race, which is incredible if you are driving in an AlphaTauri. So yeah, maybe he will get a new seat in the mid-season. Maybe he will move up to like the Alpine or the Haas, or maybe even a bigger seat. Who knows?
Indeed, we never know here. But obviously, drivers such as Aggro, such as MDJ as well. I know he's currently sat in 10th on the penalty at the moment here, but he proved it in Spain as well. There's a lot of drivers here who, if you put, well, I feel like every driver, if you put them in the top car, they will deliver. Well, mostly, indeed, I'm not going to point out names there, but there's a lot of exciting drivers in the lower teams at the moment here who have really proven themselves at this current stage in their respective teams. And I mean, it's definitely now putting pressure on the guys at Red Bull, at Ferrari, at Mercedes to keep performing week in, week out, knowing these drivers in lower teams could just come in, snatch their seats at any point, even the midfield teams. I mean, if you look at Hoof and Luca at the moment here, Alpine are really going to be wanting to try and get MDJ or Aggro in at the moment here in mid-season, if you think about after today's performance, but after other performances as well, you know. And it's definitely proving you need it's definitely proven to be a bit of a pressure cooker here in JSI, but we love to see it here with a lot of talent coming through the league now, and it's great to see many drivers coming through, taking the option to come into realistic cars as well. You know, you get loads of leagues who do equal cars, and they're very similar to one another. By the way, Troy, 3 laps, I think that's been 3 laps, and he's now 10 seconds clear. Oh my god.
I don't want to interrupt you, but Davydenko has catched up to the Papaya team now, and he has got the DRS.
Ooh,
so we might see him come back to P4. We might see another collision between him and the Papaya.
Oh, not again. Thankfully, Ivo is in between these two here to stop them from scrobbling. Don't forget as well for Dan and David, this is actually for track position as well with the penalties. Marley boys and Agro and Dario. Agro! Agro! Agro has just out-dragged the Ferrari. What?
Aggro's
Dario...
doing an amazing job here.
Go on. As much as we don't like to have bias in the commentary box, and obviously yourself being a Ferrari driver, Rans, you can't help but love seeing the lower, the slower cars, the slower teams make a fight up, even if it's against your own team.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I don't want Ferrari to do well, but seeing Lord Aggro having such a good fight with him, I mean, I can't really, of course, I'm not here as a driver, I'm here as a commentator, and it's just a phenomenal race from this point. 6 laps to go, and Davidenko is actually at the back of Ivo right now, looking to maybe make a move. Has got some ERS, 30%, it's around the same. Dan only has 20, and Ivo has 60%, so he might have to defend from Davidenko. He might play the team game with Dan. Are we going to see any moves down into turn 4? We're going to look. David turns on the overtake. He's going to go for a move on Ivo. He's going to go for a move on Dan. They're making 3 wide into turn 4. What I get? Okay, you take it on.
Davidenko has just bossed. Davidenko, the smooth Spaniard, he's making smooth moves throughout the track. Some might call him a smooth criminal at the moment. He's stealing positions like there's no tomorrow at the moment here, as he's made a move on Ivo and Dan down the inside of Schlosshoff, and McLaren's actually making contact as well after David made the move there, and that is a move and a half from the smooth Spaniard, proving why Red Bull I've kept him in that seat at the moment here. That's a great job from him so far. Bobby Yossi and Marley are still fighting out at the moment for P2 at the moment. Marley making a move on the previous lap on the Ferrari here, as Marley on the run into Remus is going to hold on. But I think Marley might have got DRS. Nobody didn't. Oh, Ivo, here he comes. He's not going to have DRS.
He's going to hold him up. He's going to hold him up for Dan to play the team game and attack him.
Exactly. Don't forget David and Dan. No, David is going to try around the outside here. Not easy to go around the outside, but David makes it look as simple as a strawberry pie.
Ivo just got a big oversteering moment, which cost him the position to Dan. Dan could just squeeze past, but the gap is now 8/10 between him and David, so he cannot afford any mistakes as he touches the curb there, which is not ideal. Almost 9/10 to Davidenko, who has no ERS left. So does Dan. So it's going to be a close call. Does he get the DRS? He gets a bit of an oversteer over there, but he does get a DRS as there's a yellow flag.
That's who's that? Luca. It's the Alpine. It's the Alpine. It's just an Alpine.
Does get the DRS right now. I thought it was Troy for a second as I saw the Red Bull, but of course it's not possible.
Yeah. Anything is possible. 5 laps to go at the moment here in this race. And the McLarens and David are having a almighty scrap at the moment here. The Alpine is just in front of these two at the moment. I think that might be Luca ahead of these two at this current stage. I'm unsure. I'm going to have a quick look actually, see which one it is. It is Luca. By the way, Dario is doing a superb job to defend from the AlphaTauri at the moment here. As Aggro, he's going to play this safe, I think. I don't think he's going to go for it. He'll go for the move when the opportunity comes, but he's not going to go for a kamikaze move. He knows how critical these points are for AlphaTauri in the Constructors' Championship at the moment here. He has drove superbly at the moment here, as we've got Troy as a fake Senna boy here. I don't think Jamie likes Troy that much.
Can we just say that use 100% ERS left? He just has all his ERS. He just didn't use anything. He had like 60%, I think, and he just used it all up. Look, he's just not wanting to overtake him. He's just waiting for the last lap to overtake him. He's just playing a game. Messing up the exit though, big time.
Dario's just picked up a 3-second time penalty in 7th, and that's going to elevate Aggro into the top 5 with David and Dan's penalty.
Well, of course, David and Dan are going to get their penalties removed.
Who knows, actually?
Of course,
maybe.
he's going to get into the top 5. As
Maybe.
Dario has a penalty as well.
He's going to go for it. Agro's going to go for it to Slotchkov. What? There's contact between the two. Don't tell me. Is he going to go for it? No, no, no. He's outdragged him. Oh, my word. Agro has outdragged the Ferrari. That is a madness. This AlphaTauri is looking a beast at the moment here. By the way, MDJ, he is currently in 10th place. He had a free pit stop. He's going for the fastest lap on the softer compounder tyres. If AlphaTauri are cooking, Ivo, by the way, has really dropped off the pace there. He's now 2.5 behind Dan at the moment. Yours is going to go for it, though, on Marley, and he is through and ahead. For now, but Marley's going to have the DRS on the run into Slotchkov, and now he's going to walk for the outside line. He pulls out to the left, and he makes the move very comfortably indeed. However, it looked like he had a bit of rear lock in there at the end. This is a great battle for that for the two podium positions. Hoof, by the way, is into the pit lane. I think he's going to go for the fastest lap at the moment here. As we have Troy is rounding out the Red Bull Mobile at the moment here. He's going to enter the penultimate lap of the race. This race has gone by so quickly, in fact.
Yeah, it has.
Wow. This is what happens when you have a co-commentator.
Yeah, I think it's just less boring, I think.
Yeah.
But can I just say, Yus and Malabi's no-line drivers, of course, clean battles. Just, yeah, the fight of the no-liner, you could say.
Yeah, by the way, there is a brilliant battle going on for 13th place between Luca and Senna Boy. I'm not lying. This is actually looking like a decent battle between the Williams and the Alpine. The straight line merchants, you could call them, in JSI. The two cars known for straight line speed, apart from the Red Bull. But the Red Bull's known for being good at everything now, so we've got to give something else to the other teams. But fifth, oh my gosh. Troy's winning this race by 15 seconds, basically.
It's insane. It's insane.
Right, we're going to have to... So, we've had some news from Neil Sarno. We're going to have to check Troy's hard drive for hacks at this point as he enters the final lap. Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous.
Even if he disconnects, he's still going to win.
That would be a sight to behold. An AI winning the race in the end. That would be a madness.
But Yus and Malapis for P2. Both big ERS numbers.
Indeed. Yours is going to hold on, though. Oh, he's going to go for it now. Oh, my word. I think...
He's going to go for the switchback.
Yeah, right. He's just given DRS to Marley.
No, he has. Oh, my God. No, they both have it.
Yeah, exactly.
They both have the DRS open.
Yeah, the lap car gave it.
How's that possible?
Marley was Marley was within 1 second of East, but we're gonna round it out now.
Down the drain.
Yeah, but when all is said and done, he's had bad luck in Singapore and Spain, but when he comes to the Red Bull ring, he's indomitable again. It's Troy in victory at the Austrian Grand Prix for Red Bull. 14 seconds clear of Marley and Jos, who have given us the battle to remember. Marley for Mercedes will come home in second, but keep it going for Jos, who's in third for the prancing course. David will come home fourth on track. Dan will take it though, but not for long. Ivo will come home fourth. At this current stage, Agro, after everything that's happened, AlphaTauri will finish in sixth, not fifth. That was so anticlimactic. They dropped out of 10 seconds. What happened? Agro, though, in 6th place for AlphaTauri. McLaren are 4 and 5. Nitro in 7th. David in 8th. He picked up a 3-second time penalty on the final lap, actually, for track limits there. But he's still 4 points for the championship there that he needs. But once again, it's Troy dominance here in Austria. How'd you find that race? And quickly, by way, driver of the day awarded by the in-game fans was Lord Agro. And I think we both agree on that one. That is correct. As we both go deadly silent throughout the podium celebrations, the champagne now, as it's your usual top three teams: Red Bull, Mercedes, and Ferrari. It's the Red Bull out on top. Troy, the Flying Dutchman from sixth on the grid. He looks unstoppable this season. And what are the odds of him making it a second or third title? A second title? In a row, as Jamie says, Centre Boy is driver of the day there. We've got a lot of Centre Boy love in the chat there. But it is Troy out on top, Marley in second, yours in third, Ivo in fourth, in the end, Dan in fifth, Agro, by the way, sixth place from 14th on the grid. That is, after that crash in Q1. That is phenomenal. Nitro in seventh, Nitro seventh, David in eighth, Dario ninth, MDJ rounds out a double points finish for AlphaTauri. Goodman's in 11th, Hoof in 12th, and Centerboy in 13th, Luca in 14th, Ron Kincoln and East in 15th and 16th. No DNF this race. That is a sight to behold. But we are now going to head over to the showroom and we're going to get your top three in to the interview pen, aka known as the commentary box. This is Yossi Boy. It'll be Troy and it'll be Marley who we invite in. So we're going to invite all three into the interviews pen now.
Do you mind doing the interviews on your own? Or?
Yeah, I don't mind at all.
Okay. Well, good luck. It was a pleasure doing the comms.
It was a pleasure at all, and we hope to see you on track next week, wherever that is.
Yeah, Silverstone.
Yeah.
Just so you know for the other guys.
Yeah. At least we know you. At least we know you won't have another quali band. That's race band. Sorry. Gosh. Right. And that is Ren's heading out at the moment here. We're going to wait for your top three to enter the interviews pen. I will let them know now that we have got the interviews party up. Troy. So just going to quickly see if these guys do want to join in. I'll add them both. I'll double check to make sure they are invited. I'll invite them again now, just to see if they do want to join. Troy and Marley. The invites have been sent. As soon as I send the second batch of invites out, I'm just going to make sure we load everyone in, and he does load in. So we are going to start off with the man who looked in.
Wait a second.
Oh, all right, gosh.
I need to no, I need to check if I'm you can hear me on stream. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Start again.
Okay. We are all good. We do have your race winner, be unstoppable, be, some might say, the Thanos of JSI at the moment here, because he seems to be inevitable. It is Troy. Are you there?
Hello.
Welcome in today. So, obviously, we'll start off with qualifying, and you obviously took pole position, but had to start from P6 after a grid penalty, but you seem to be the class of the field in that qualifying session. Just talk to us and overall how that went.
Firstly, I want to apologize for that incident on the quali. I didn't see it coming. I mean, I wanted to start a lap. I wanted to warm up my tires, and he went for the overtake. But yeah, he was also on an out lap, so I didn't expect him to overtake. I well deserved got a 5 place grid. So yeah. I well deserved got a penalty, so I mean, from then on, it was just about having a good launch at the start and having it clean, as which I did. So and then on, I made some good overtakes, I think.
Some good overtakes indeed, and the one overtake that we saw, a bit of controversy between the other two that you overtook after their collision. After you overtook them, I think the sides of your rear wing might have sent them into a bit of a doozy. But obviously at that point, you seem to have checked out, and there was no turning back from the rest of the race, and you just seem to be in control. But obviously, taking the victory by 14 seconds in the end. Do you think you could have? Do you think the race just went perfectly for yourself, or do you think it was a little bit like you could have done something better?
I
You
mean,
think?
Of course, you want to start on the front row. That's more nicely for yourself. Yeah, I mean, no safety cars for the first time, maybe. No, I mean, I could control the race. I had my tires in the perfect window. My ERS was the whole race a bit low, but I didn't need it. So yeah, I mean, it was fun. No battles, but I don't care if I win with a gap of 13 seconds or with a second. I don't care really, but it's of course nice to have this advantage in the race. But yeah.
Yes, indeed, and obviously a great win nonetheless to reinstate yourself back into the championship after two races, which you had some absolutely horrid luck with disconnections, especially last week in Spain. And you've came back in with a bit of a vendetta, you could say, to take that victory. But next week, we are heading over to a track which I have a lot of bias for, because I find it to be the best track in the world. It is Silverstone, of course. How do you think you fancy your odds of making it back-to-back wins going there?
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I don't know what the race is going to do if there's going to be a lot of safety cars. So race like this where there's no safety car and I can manage my pace on the front, but yeah, I hope to see some battles with the Ferrari again with Rens. He's back again. I don't know what Jesse is going to do if he's going to race again, but yeah, and the transfer period is there, so Mike is going to Ferrari, I think, and that will be in Spa maybe, but I don't know. I hope to see some great battles, and we'll see.
Yes, obviously Silverstone known for some very close racing indeed, but nonetheless a great win here in Austria to reinstate yourself back into the championship fight. And hopefully we will see you next week, and enjoy your evening.
Thank you.
There we are. And unfortunately, we don't seem...
Mercedes, or...
What?
I can do an interview for Mike if he wants.
We'll leave it. Because we haven't got, unfortunately, we haven't got the Ferrari in either. So that is going to do it, ladies and gentlemen, for JSI season number 9, round number 7. Here at the Austrian Grand Prix. Unfortunately, I've just had a look at I did have a look at my calendar earlier. I won't be here for the British Grand Prix next week. However, I will be back for Spa-Francorchamps, the 9th round of the season. My apologies, it is a work commitment. You can go find my area manager and you can blame her, but that is going to do it for today's stream. Hopefully there might be someone able to cover in. But until next time, I've been Zook. You guys have been amazing. And goodbye.